If you haven't watched the episode, make sure to go watch the episode and then come back, because I'm not really going to recap. I'm just going to talk about random things. So I will talk about what I really, really liked with this episode and what I didn't like. So I really loved everything involving Data. I liked the fact that he had to fight Law. I was a little bit worried that they were going to kill him off. And I was like, no, you've already done this. But they didn't do that, thankfully. And we got sort of a Law B4 hybrid. He can do contractions. He can sort of make jokes. He's got emotions, which I think is it's good to bring him back and make him a little bit different. So there isn't just a no point for bringing him back. I really enjoyed Brent Spiner's acting. I enjoyed seeing Spot again as an obsessed cat person. Spot was like my favorite thing ever. I really enjoyed seeing like the Tasha Yar memorial that he had. I think it was a nice little send off to the character. I do still think that they should have just left Data dead. I think it was too much to just go through this whole storyline again. In terms of Riker and Troy, of whom we're getting rescued in this episode, I really thought Troy would be a changeling or something. It was a really, really weird motif that they had. But I did like the banter between Troy and Riker. I think Marina Sirtis and Jonathan Frakes have a great sort of banter anyway. I like when she meets Raffi and they sort of introduce each other. It's a nice, like, sweet little moment. I really enjoyed the character elements of this episode. I very much enjoyed seeing Worf and Raffi work as a team. They've got a little bit of banter. I like that Worf kind of compliments Deanna Troi and sort of, you see Riker going, is he cracking onto her? What's going on? I really enjoyed that part of it. I certainly think the story in this episode, because Vadic's obviously holding people hostage, she's going to kill one off every 10 minutes. She's taken over the Titan. They're trying to get to Data so he can take control of the Titan again, which is a really, really interesting way to really sort of lead up to the finale, the ending of the episode. We obviously lose one of our Titan bridge regulars. And I'm glad it wasn't the girl with the green head. I'm glad that the story was sort of, it built up the tension. Jack did his little Return of the Jedi, Princess Leia, this is my thermal detonator, to like hold on to the thing. I enjoyed Jack's partaking in this episode. I like the fact that he wants to go and stop these people being killed, and Riker and Picard and Crusher are talking him out of it and really sort of pushing against it. I do think that questioning whether he was a changeling is the right thing. I'll talk about some of my theories at the end of the episode, but I really enjoyed Jack, and I think the actor's doing really, really well with that character. In terms of Seven obviously is gung-ho. She wants to go in it. She finally turned around to the captain and said, my name is 7 of 9, pointing that out, going, look, just fucking give me respect. Which I didn't mind. I thought that was good. I enjoyed that she sort of emphasizing that this is who she is and this is what she wants to go on. And yeah, it was a really fun episode in terms of there's a lot of padding in the last few, and I really enjoyed this episode because the character moments were so strong. I think Geordi's interactions with Data and the emotion is something that we missed from Star Trek Nemesis, and we finally got some of that feeling and that sort of acknowledgement that they were best friends on TNG. It wasn't Picard and Data, it was Geordi and Data. And I think that is important, acknowledging past relationships. In terms of Captain Picard himself, he's in the episode, he's with Crusher. He's not central anymore. I've noticed because the TNG crew is in there, he's sort of taken a little bit of a back seat in terms of the action. He's there for the main decisions, and he's still in charge, but he's taken a back seat. Patrick Stewart's a bit older. I kind of accept that anyway. And overall, I think the episode was a really solid character piece. We'll get to some particular spoilers, so this is going to be bad. So Vadic dies. She gets ejected from the bridge, and she goes floating into space, freezes, smashes into the other ship, and dead. So that's, theoretically, she is gone. We get told that they destroy the Shrike, the big ship. It's gone now. It very much felt like sort of this is where the series should end, but obviously we got 2 more episodes. Vadic was... Amanda Plummer played that role so well. The crazy, the serious, the dark, the lighthearted. She really nailed that sort of... that villain. Very much like her father, Christopher Plummer, in Star Trek 6. Very, very similar. I think that she was one of the highlights of the season. The same with Jeri Ryan. I think Jeri Ryan has managed to take stories, even just a few moments that are hers, and really turn them into something special. I think that Jeri Ryan is an amazing actress. And if they do a Star Trek Titan series, Jeri Ryan and the guy who plays the captain, I keep forgetting him, Captain Shaw, the actor who plays Captain Shaw, they should be in it. 7 of 9, Captain Shaw, Star Trek Titan going off. In terms of things we've learnt this episode, we've learnt that there is an entity around him, not technically him, it's around him, and it's ancient and evil. Now, ancient and evil to me screams one thing: the Par Wraiths from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It's essentially assured. At the end of the episode, Deanna Troi goes in and she's going to walk him through his nightmares. And it's very much, I would say, I am almost 95% sure, unless we've ran into another evil species that is ancient, because they mentioned that in the episode, if it's not the Par Wraiths, I'd be very surprised. And I think the Par Wraiths, ancient, evil, but weak. And I'm thinking, well, Gul Dukat would be weak. The thing is, if they bring in Gul Dukat, I think they need to bring in Benjamin Sisko. And that's just my opinion. I think leaving him out, he is the emissary. At the same time, it feels like they've shoehorned themselves, because they can't actually... It sort of takes away from the TNG crew if DS9 one has to come in. I have felt this entire season that a lot of the stories are DS9 stories. They're DS9 actions and the way things are done. We had no dealing with Crusher or Picard talking about killing Vadic. We had no more talk about the implications of the Dominion War, the genocide. We had a little bit about the genocide of the Dominion, of the Founders. It really was one of those episodes where it kept going at a steady pace. The story was good. We got there. We saw the love between Riker and Troi. We saw Geordi and his daughters. We saw Data. We saw a bit of everything. And we're teased at the end with that revelation of what is through the red door in Jack's visions. And I'm going to say it's going to be either... it's going to be Gul Dukat, or it's going to be something like that. I look, it's all speculation at this point. It's all just sort of, let's have a guessing game. Once again, I'm enjoying this season. I do think it was a DS9 season. And yeah, I enjoyed this episode much more than the last one. I did a review on the Red Shirt Geeks YouTube channel. I'll put a link below. But this is my review for episode 9. And I just wanted to know what you guys thought. Do you really want a Star Trek Titans series? Do you think that Jack is possessed by the ghost of Gul Dukat and the Par Wraiths? Make sure to come back to this channel weekly for weekly content. I've been Trek Trav, and have a great day. It is also First Contact Day when I've recorded this, or it's not. I'm not quite sure, but happy First Contact Day, and I will see you next time.